How to set up shipping on Shopify. Now, to get started, you will have to head over to the Shopify dashboard, and you're probably already familiar with this. On the left, you have all the different features, but to actually access all of the shipping informations and shipping settings, you will have to head over to the settings on the bottom left, and then you will have to go to shipping and delivery. And by the way, if you have any questions or any errors, let me know in the comments and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Now, to get started with, we will have to set some general shipping rates. Now, these will basically just work as the default for all of your products, and you can just set them by clicking right here and then by adding new zones. Now, depending on where your store is located and on where your store ships to, we will have to set up different kind of zones. Like, for example, my store is actually located in the US. So for domestic shipping, I'm going to select the United States. And for the United States, we can then add a custom rate. So we'll just click right here. And we can then either set up our own rates. So for example, we can say that this is basic shipping. And for the price, this is going to cost $5, okay? Now we can also add a second rate. So let's, for example, say that this is free shipping and the price is $0. And as for the condition, we're going to, based on order price, and let's say, for example, that the minimum price is going to be $100. Okay, and now if they're actually going to buy something for under $100, they will have to pay $5 shipping. But if they're going to buy stuff for over $100, they're going to get free shipping. Now, obviously, right now, we're only going to ship to the United States. So if you want to go for international shipping, you will have to create a second zone. Now, for example, we can just say this is international and we can set up a zone for everything. Or we can also say, okay, let's, for example, only do EU shipping, and then we would have to select all of the EU countries. Now, I think by now you will get the hang of this. So one other thing which is actually important to mention is that you can actually also set up carrier fees. So if you're going to select use carrier or app to calculate rates right here, then you can actually select your carrier. So you can either choose between UPS or USPS, and you can then say, okay, let's, for example, how much does first class mail cost? And you can actually also set up a handling fee. So I wouldn't actually recommend you to set up a handling fee, as this can really mess with the conversion rate. But if you want to, you have that option. However, it is important to mention that if you're going to go for calculated rates, you will have to be very careful when it comes to weight and when it comes to sizes, measurements, because they're going to take this very seriously, and otherwise you will have to pay even more. So I will just click on done, and then I will just click on save. And one other thing which is actually super important to mention is the custom shipping rates. Now, for now, all of our products do have the same price. But let's, for example, say that we have some fragile products that are going to cost us more in shipping. So we obviously would want to send this. So to do that, we would have to create a new profile right here. And now we can set a name for this profile. So for example, I will just name this fragile products. And now we can add some products of our product catalog. So for me, I'm actually going to select this glass vases, because obviously this is going to be glass, and glass shipping generally is a lot more pricey than other things. So I will select this. And then we can once again set up the shipping zones. So once again, I will just select the United States. And now beforehand it was that the shipping cost $5. But now because of glass, let's for example say that the shipping is going to cost $15. Okay. And once again, it's the same procedure, and you can also select international shipping. And then for international shipping, this obviously would be even pricier, because you would have to ship to outside the US. So maybe let's say $30, not $330. Okay, and once you're ready with this, you will have to click on save. Now, one other thing which is super nice and super good for conversion rate is this expected delivery dates thing right here. So first of all, you can select if you are going to have a processing time. Now most of the time, if you're going to process all of your orders within 1 to 2 days, I wouldn't actually tick this and I would just leave it at the same business day, because otherwise a lot of customers will actually not buy. At least that's from my experience. But still, if you want, for example, if your processing time is quite a lot, so maybe 5 days, then you would obviously want to let your customers know, because otherwise they're going to be very disappointed that their package isn't going to arrive soon. Okay, so you can set the expected delivery dates by setting the processing time right here. And then you can also set local delivery. So for example, if you have a local warehouse or a local shop, you can select this and you can then set this location for local delivery. Now, by the way, this is just an example address. This is not actually my address. So you can then set the delivery area depending on the zip codes or on the radius where you are located. And obviously you can also set everything like minimum order price. So let's, for example, say that it is only going to make sense if these people are going to actually buy a lot. So let's say that the minimum order price is going to be $100 and the delivery price for this is going to be free. Okay, and I will not actually do this because this is not my actual address. This is just a test store. And one other feature which I actually really like is the local pickup function right here. So if you have a store, once again, you can actually allow local pickups. So you can say that the expected pickup time, for example, is going to be 24 hours or 2 to 4 days. And then the customer will just go to your store. Obviously, this is only going to make sense if you have an actual store location. Now as for the packages, this is actually super important to set if you're going to go for calculated shipping fees. So let's, for example, say that we're going to add a package and we can just name this basic, and it is going to be a box with the length of 15 to 15 and with a height of, let's say, 10, for example. And then we can also set the weight. Now most of the time you won't actually have to set this because the box isn't actually going to weigh anything. And you can also make this the default store package. Now if you're going to go for the carrier option and if you want to go for carrier packages, which some of the times are actually going to be a little more pricey, then you will just have to select carrier package right here. And you can then select all of the different packages that USPS as well as UPS offers. So for example, if you're going to go for the PAK package, then you would just have to add it right here. And now it got added to your saved packages. Now as for the shipping, as you can see right here, you will actually get a discount if you're going to directly print the labels with Shopify shipping, which I would actually recommend you to do. And you can also calculate all of the shipping rates using this thing right here. Now we'll just quickly go back. Now as for the packaging slips, now generally these are pretty good as they are, but if you want to edit them, you will have to edit them in liquid variables, so basically in code. It's not that complicated, but most of the time you won't actually need it. And if you're going to go for a custom order fulfillment for a company that is going to fulfill all of your orders, then you will have to add them right here. So you will just have to add the name and the email of the fulfillment service. Let me now show you how to actually fulfill the orders. Now, once someone bought off your store, it will actually show up in the orders tab and you will just have to click on the order. Now, this is a test order, so I'm not actually going to succeed with this, but you will basically just have to click on create shipping label right here. And as you can see, we've now got an error message, and this is because I've not actually declared the product weight. So to do that, you will have to head over to products, and once you're creating a new product, you will just have to head over to the product weight right here, and you will have to make sure that this is accurate. So afterwards, you won't have to go through the hassle to always type in, okay, this has 2 pounds for example. Okay. So as you can see, we now can declare everything the way we want to. We can set the correct shipping service and we can also set up shipping insurance if we want to. Now that's it for this video. Once again, if you have any questions, you can leave them down below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe.